Hey, this is Notser, and we are doing Untitled this week. I'm going to talk about players in general. I sort of brought this up, and some people are critical, some people want more information. I'm just going to try and lay out exactly what I think. Hopefully, it'll make sense. Hopefully, it won't be unfair, but it's not going to be censored for sure. I'm not someone who feels sorry for people. I would prefer to tell them exactly what's wrong, and hopefully they can build from it. Also, I am progressing through a couple lines, and I just want to give you my opinion on how the progression is going. And then finally, I've been working on some case modifications, and I just need to vent. Okay? Okay. So, how do players participate in the game? How do they are viewed? Are they good, bad, ugly? What's the deal there? Well, for me personally, when I'm playing a game and I feel like it's a team-oriented game, which most games are at this point, you should focus on a couple things. You need to make sure you can give the best effort for your team in some regard. You can't just be 100% selfish, because it's very obvious when someone plays exactly like that. They're not going for the objective. Maybe they intend to sail at the very back of the map to avoid taking damage. Maybe they're very short with people, like it's somehow everyone else's fault except their own for the losses that they accrued. But let's face it, when you don't participate in the game, you probably don't have any impact on that game. So there was an instance in a game, you'll see this. I'm pink, by the way. The next game of today, I'm pink. So, pink occurs when you do an excessive amount of team damage, which I did. I killed a friendly battleship with torpedoes. But, to set up the stage, we're playing on a map. It doesn't really matter the map. There are 3 bases. I am probably a part of 6 or 8 players on my team who are pushing the western flank and trying to do something for the team, make something happen. The enemy team has both B and C. We have A. And obviously, you need to try and take advantage of any window that the enemy is susceptible to. So I'm pushing forward, trying to use my smoke. I run into radar, all this stuff. We lose badly. Like, straight up, we're losing really bad. But I noticed that in the southeast side of the map, so basically where we spawn, or a part of our group where they spawned, 3 or 4 ships have not moved forward at all. They are grouped up very tightly. They can't impact the base whatsoever. They're really just attacking from range, hoping that they can do something, chip away at the enemy, right? They clearly had an advantage on this flank early on, but they don't have it anymore. So as I'm trying to retreat, trying to look for another way to win the game, win condition, control the objectives, take out isolated targets, especially as a destroyer. Try to do your best for your team. Maybe even smoke out, hydro, whatever's necessary, right? So I go into a position where there is an enemy, Bismarck, and he's coming back from B. He's going south, and I'm going to send my torpedoes towards him. He doesn't have any option whatsoever. This is the location he's going. Unbeknownst to me, one of those friendlies that was in the southeast side of the map, they headed just directly towards the Bismarck. Okay, well, obviously he sees that he's going to die and he needs to ram the target. That's what I thought, because he's clearly outmatched by this player. This Bismarck has more health, more skill. He's got more kills, more damage, objective play. He's clearly more aware of what he's supposed to do. The enemy Bismarck is not rammed. In fact, the friendly decides to go on the inside, just up against him, joust him. He doesn't have his guns in position to joust, obviously. Of course, it's that typical player. He goes right in front of the Bismarck, perfectly. At the worst possible time, my torpedoes hit him. They would have absolutely blown the Bismarck to Kingdom Come. But my friendly battleship protected his life. So the friendly dies. He immediately yells in chat that I am the idiot. I'm the one who is the reason, even though it's at the end of my torpedo. It's been in the water for over a minute, roughly, something like that. And he was not going to beat the Bismarck. He should have rammed him. That's what he should have done in the first place. But he chose, you know what, I'm going to survive. Obviously, the Bismarck doesn't want to die. He's a better player, and he's going to get the kill. So he avoids the ram. So I kill the friendly. The Bismarck kills me because I'm trying to salvage whatever is there. We lose the game. And I get, obviously, team kill. Ah, good job. You're a failure. But in reality, this player made no intention the entire day, or the entire game even, that he was going to be aggressive, move forward, and fight. This is the only moment in the game where he's actually close to the front. He's usually 15 kilometers away, so I assumed I'm by myself. And I also assume that players will try and look around for torpedoes. I mean, obviously he sees it right when it leaves me. But people are like, oh no, Notser, it's your fault. You know what? I'll do it again. I'll kill him again. He didn't do anything for the team. And at least I tried to kill the Bismarck. At least I would put myself in a position to do damage and kill him. That's more than can be said for most of my team in the southeast side of that map. And this is getting to the point of the story. Is it okay to be a bad player? Make a bad play? Good player? Whatever. To me, a bad player is much different from a bad play. Bad players don't help the team, complain in chat, and they don't do anything that makes sense. They're very selfish. That's a bad player to me. They can make bad plays, like deciding to torpedo when there's a potential chance to do team damage. Running into an island, that's a bad play, but it's a signature play that I do. Other things that could be construed as bad plays, maybe you decide to kill a target who is harder to kill. It's not necessarily going to lose the game, and you're not a bad player, but a bad player is very obvious to me, and I hope it is to you. Sometimes I overreact, but most of the time, I call it like it is. It's not fair to the rest of your team. Okay, this isn't some participation award. You're on a team. You're supposed to work together. You're supposed to help each other. It's something, right? Maybe I can't hit the shot. Maybe I don't know what ammo to use. That's fine. But to just disengage your interest in the match and be 100% selfish, you're a bad player. I'm sorry. You're a bad player. Go play a single player. Go play some deathmatch if you really only care about yourself. You can't do that in a team game. There is some level of responsibility that you are going to assist your teammates. Go for the objective, get the kill, tank some damage, use abilities. That's the sort of thing that is just expected in a team game. And if you're not doing that, you are a bad player, because it's a choice to be selfish like that. It's not a choice to miss the shot. It's not a choice to maybe use the wrong ammo type. You know, all these things can be mistakes, or maybe you use a consumable accidentally, all this stuff. It's your choice to be rude in chat. It's your choice to be selfish in a game. So that's a bad player to me. I'm sorry. I'm not going to apologize for that. I feel bad for the team. 6 to 10 players didn't ask for a player that's super selfish, right? It's not fair to them. They're trying to win the game. They're trying to play the objective. They want support. And these players are refusing to do anything for the team. They don't deserve the win. They didn't contribute at all. But I do feel bad for the players who are stuck with these players. And maybe they're not good enough at the game to compensate for the bad play that is being exhibited on their team. That feels really bad. Imagine if I couldn't do that. I was stuck. I need help. I can only get 1 or 2 kills by myself. I need the assistance of others. I would feel really helpless, really frustrated by that, because you expect your team to help do stuff. So I just want to get that out there. That's my view of a bad player versus a bad play. I make a ton of bad plays. I am not a bad player. 99% of you are not bad players. Bad players are selfish, rude, and on top of that, they're unskilled. So it is a triple threat of disgust for me. It's like they don't want to admit or work towards getting better, they're rude to everyone they come in contact with, and they're selfish in the game. That is a bad player to me. Now, let's get to progression. I'm on the Udaloi, I'm on the Z46 or Z46, and the Neptune. Those are the, well, and I have aircraft carriers. I just want the Americans to be better. The Japanese feel much better than the American aircraft carriers, but I'm going to leave those out. So we're working towards the Udaloi, the Z52, and the Minotaur. I'm excited to play them all. I know they're good. I could play them at any time with my press account, but I want it on my account. I feel like that works better. What ships are you progressing to? I am also working on my French commander, trying to get one or two up for the cruiser line that will be coming soon. I don't know when. I'm sorry. I'm just getting ready. That's what you're supposed to do. There's a great Dunkirk game after this in about an hour or so if you wait until it releases. But it's a great game. So yeah, we're working on that. Working on that. There's always something to do. That's the whole deal with these multiplayer, never-ending situations. There's always something to do. And I'm doing it. I'm feeling pretty good about the Germans. I'm feeling pretty good about the Soviets, obviously. And I'm feeling great about the British. They really all play very well. They're really fun. So let's get to the computer case. Yes. So I have a friend who was wanting to modify their case. Add a window. Pretty simple, right? Oh, it's the cool thing to do. They've got tempered glass. I can't even believe they have tempered glass. I mean, it looks like these cases have nothing but glass, so you can see everything inside, which is fun. And I'm like, yeah, let's do this. It's going to be fun. So I order a piece from a case manufacturer that has the panel included, but it's the wrong color because the color of the case is sort of one-off, very short window of it, and there's no way they're going to offer the color. So it's like, okay, we could take the panel and put it in the current panel that you have. We just modify the case, right? We could also change the color. So we decide, well, I decide, I guess that's the mistake here. I decide, okay, let's try color matching. Oh, we can color match it. Cool. All right, well, let's try and paint it. Yeah, painting a case to look very professional is not as easy as it would appear. Trying to keep it thin and flat and all that stuff, yeah, it wasn't successful. And it's my fault. I sort of pushed that person towards the color change. Initially it was going to be cut out. I had already bought all the cutting and, you know, I just felt like, oh, it's going to be so easy. Don't worry, we got it all planned. No. Too much bubbling, not perfectly flat. So many issues. So we abandoned that and we went with the cutting, which is what we were going to do initially. So we cut the window out. Not a big deal. Dremels are great. You know, Dremels work great. That's not the problem. We take the panel that was a part of this side panel that I purchased, and yeah, it can fit. It can fit, but we have to attach it. Now, the side panel used a couple metal tabs to sort of attach it. Very machine pressed, very clean. There's no way I could ever do it this clean. So we're going to use some sort of adhesive, right? That makes sense. Not a big deal. Well, yeah. Find the right adhesive. Okay, we need to get something that's thick because the panel had some curvature in it, so it's sort of jutting out. Okay, we finally found that. Place in the case. Okay, we got it going. And after a while, we notice that the case will no longer fit on the door. It's running up against metal. I'm sure many of you who have worked on stuff like this is like, yep. You never consider this, and it's completely my fault. I'm obviously to blame because I should know better, but it was really fun to work on it. But now we have a side panel that's been cut out, and we have a clear panel attached to it that is too close to the edge, and it prevents the case from being completely closed. So, yeah. The adventures of doing something yourself. But hey, the process is fun. You know, we're still alive. I'll never forget doing this, obviously, and I enjoyed it, even though, you know, failure was an option this time. But, you know, maybe we'll check out one of those new cases with the crazy tempered glass. I don't know. Cases are so crazy now. I can't believe how different they are from when I first got into PCs. They're just like this vanilla nothing, you know? So, interesting week. How was yours? Hope you all have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.